Hi guys, welcome to the flight deck today as we're in the 737-200 and we're going to be doing our descent in just a few moments time as we come down into lovely Mexico City. So we're using Aloha Airlines and we are getting ready to come in for runway 05 right on the ILS. As we can see, we're using the INS. I had to use the fix for the plane maker to make the receiver not stutter, as it was a problem with the 727 as well, which can be rectified, which is all sorted now. So we are basically going to travel down onto the mic X-Ray 701, which we're going to get ready to turn into once we get down to our first fix, which is in Aja, and then we're going to flick onto the 252, which will take us down to the mic X-Ray 701. We need to be flight level 250 below, and then as we move, we're going to make a left arc around. Once we get to the mic X-Ray 707, we're then going to proceed down to Addons, and then once we hit a few waypoints off, we can then update the receiver. As from Almis, we're then going to move down to Saltas, and then from Saltas, as I couldn't get a fix for the mic X-Ray 901, we'll ride it 5 nautical miles to 145, and then from Saltas we'll go down to 9,700. So the aircraft's now going on to the 251, which is practically what we are going to set in as we come inbound, which is the 252. So we are now coming in. We are at flight level 300, which we are holding down, and we are 43 nautical miles. And we need to get down to flight level below 250 once we get to the mic X-Ray, so 42 miles away. We only need to descend down for 5,000 feet. So we're around 15 nautical miles away from our second waypoint. That's when we'll start the descent down, and then we can ride down into the lovely runway 05 right down in Mexico City as the sun slowly starts to make its appearance. So we can start to get ready for our descent checklist as we need to get for 250. Once we come in, we can set our speed 308 to 309, so Mach decimal 81, which we are currently in. We're going to use max auto brake when coming in for the arrival and looking down on our landing. Flaps 30, 131, and we'll get the METARs, etc. Once we come in, we can set the bugs in for that as well. So the bugs are setting. As we come through, we can see our clean speed is probably around 230, 220. And we are currently 33 nautical miles away, so what I'm going to do is going to get the aircraft now ready to go. So we're going to go down to 250 below, so we're going down to 18,000 feet and then to 210 above. So our first descent is going to be for flight level 210. We can put it on the indicated airspeed, and now we can throttle back, and we'll start to just slow up on our speed as well as we come down for around 270. So idle back on the thrust, and we'll now start to see the aircraft. Once it reaches down to its target speed, we'll start to decel, and then we can get ready to come down and prepare the aircraft for the arrival. So we get the METARs now for Mexico. Whilst just wait for that, we can see X-Enviro, the lovely sun is coming up as it's an early morning arrival. We've got 1025 visibility 16.1 kilometers, and we've got scattered clouds at 20,000 feet. So as we're just now reaching to our target speed, the aircraft will now start to go into its descent. As we are now fully bound, we can fully idle back. We only need to come around about 1,000 feet per minute, as we're still 24 nautical miles. So we just increase speed. We'll see the vertical speed start to slowly increase, and then we can basically monitor our vertical rate coming down on our descent profile. So and add a little bit more power. That's going to lift us up on our descent. We can hold for around 500 per minute. So as we hold through, the aircraft's going to slowly start to descend now. And whilst we hold down through 2.8, because I don't want to come down too quick, so we'll hold down for around 60%, 65%, and the aircraft will come down for around about 1,000 feet per minute, which it will, and will be set. Winds are currently 080 at 05, so 5 knots, so 131, which is on our speed, will plus 5. I'm going to give it a little extra, so we'll go around for around 138, 140. which will be in, so we can change that from around 140. That's going to be for our VREF 30 plus 5, coming through 28,000 feet, 14 nautical miles. Before we get down to the Mike X-Ray 701, we need to be below flight level 250. As we pass through 28,000 feet, 13 nautical miles to go before we get to flight level 250 below. Now we can go to our descent checklist and get the aircraft all configured, ready to come into the lovely Mexico City. So ATIS information is checked, got 1025 on Q&A, it should be transition, which is going to be 195 flight level, which is checked. Radio is also set, we've got in the localizer for when we come down, can get the no smoking now on our seatbelts as we are slowly making that descent, going through 27,000, can now lower up on our thrust, which is now going to give us a higher decel on our altitude. So just throttle back to idle, let's pass through 27,002, and we can now go into that descent. We've got 21,000 which we will stabilise, anti-ice which is on and checked, landing altitude which is checked, which coming in, our landing altitude coming down is 7297, so put it to 7,003. Which is checked from 33, coming down we've got 5.8, which was at 30, there's 5, which is checked, and we are over in ground as well. That's past 25,000 feet now. As we move through 6 nautical miles, we're going to go down to 21,000 and hold, which we've got in 21,000, and altitude hold, which is armed, ready for us to come in. Speed brakes are armed and checked. Recall can be set, which is clear. As we ride through 25,000 feet, which we are below now, which is cleared and checked. Auto brake is going to be max as required, and we get to come down into a lovely Mexico City. So as we start to make this right hand turn now, I'm going to go to 210 once we roll through, then we need to be above 21. So we'll follow 21 all the way around until we get down to 18,000 feet. So if we plug 18,000 in, as we're still on the descent down, passing through 240, and we're on waypoint 3 to 4 now, as we ride down to waypoint number 4, and then we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to go and put in for waypoints Saltaz from Almaz, which is going to be these 2 waypoints coming in. There's Saltaz, and we need to put in the Mike X-Ray 717. So we need to put in these 2 fixes in the receiver before we do get ready. So we're going to go to waypoint, and for waypoint number 1, which is going to be the Mike X-Ray 717. Just get that up. So for the Mike X-Ray 717, we've got north 1931, which is checked, and we've also got west 99141. Okay, waypoint 2 for Sutaz, which is north 19257. 19257. And we've got west 99154. Okay, so that is setting as we roll through now, passing 21,000 feet. We're going to go into that right hand to the left, so 18,000 we're now going to hold all the way around, and then we'll start to descend to 14, 12 and a half, and then 11,000 for Sultaz. So passing through 20,000 feet now, we can start to slow the aircraft up as we start to slow down. So I'm going to come down for just in for around 250. As you remember, 7,300 is basically the airport's elevation. So we are currently now around 13,000 feet, 19,005. we are going to come in, and we're just slowing the aircraft right up now before we come down into our speeds. We can check, see where we are, 18,000, just at 20,002 as we slow down, as we get a slower rate of descent. And we'll get there quite nicely indeed. So the Mexico VOR, we are 30 nautical miles. We're going to make these left-hand turns now as we roll through. We're putting waypoints 1 and 2 in the SIVA, which is to roll over from 9 to 1. As we slowly now start to slow down, we're going to get the aircraft down for 14,000 feet. As then we can fly through as we're already in for that 18,000. The aircraft's now going to start to decel as we stay for around 240, 235. So just passing 20,000 feet, we are about 1026, 1025, sorry. Okay, which is checked on the first officer side, 1025, which is also set and checked. So we come around the bend now following 18,000 feet, minimum's coming in 7566 for a 274, so we can put 300 in for our decision height, which will be checked and set. Altitude is going to be for 18,000 feet as we roll through, and we are nearly there at our fix, so we can ride through. As we then come in, there's 19,009. Speed brakes are armed, and we are ready to come in on the arrival. So it is a nice approach in as we come through 19,005, just coming in onto our next waypoint, and we can now introduce some throttle, which is then going to lift our rate of descent up a little, and then we can just control and maintain. So as regards this final left-hand turn, we're going to be staying for around 18,000. We'll just hold on, and then we can start to further the descent down to flight level 140. So the QNHs are back over now. As you can see, we're 8 nautical miles away, and we need to stay for 18,000 until we break onto that right-hand turn, the left-hand turn, which takes on to the 119. I've already got the ILS frequency, which is the 109.10, and the course which will be coming in is going to be the 055, 9007 for the Mike X-Ray 901, which is going to be right here. So once we leave Sutas, we'll follow down onto the 145, and 5 nautical miles out we should be ready to intercept for the localizer, which will be nice and set for us. So we can now start our descent further for 180, as we are 5 nautical miles. We're going to come down to flight level 140 now. There's our clean speed coming in, as we're going to make this left-hand turn, passing through 18,009. So you can see that is the airport just over in distance. Passing on to the 230 on our speed. Onto that left-hand turn now. Now we get ready for the descent as we are in. So de-ice as required. Temperature now is just coming back over nearly to 10 degrees, and we can switch the anti-ice off. Passing through 18,000 feet now, we are going to be going down for 140. By the time we get Almas, then the Mike X-Ray 717 and Sutas for 11,000. So 210 max for Almas now, which we can start to slow down. So 210, which we'll get in, and we can knock in for our flaps 1. 18,000, which is in, and we're going to start the descent down for 140, which is also in and checked. Aircraft's just leveling, so we can start to speed down. We've got flaps 1, which is open now. 210 for Almas for 14,000. So just descending through 17,005 now, as we slowly just get to our target speed, which is going to be for below 12 for 210. So 210, then we'll drop down to 190 for Saltas. Passing through 17,002, we're 10 nautical miles away from Almas. Passing through 17,000. So we're roughly mainly at 10,000 feet now, so we can go and get our landing lights, which can all go on. Engine start switches can go to continuous, which are checked. Seatbelts are on and set. and we are ready to come in. So passing through 16,008, we are currently 8 nautical miles from Aloha, where we're then going to make that series of 2 right to left turns, which will then lead us to Sultan. So passing through 16,005, we can continue on the descent as we're going to come down for 12.5. So we'll stick 12 in for now. Flaps 1 is in. And when we make this right hand turn, then we can get ready to come down onto the next part of the fix, which is going to be 11,000 feet, and we're going to slow down to 190. So I'm going to get 190 in now. And I'm going to go into a flaps 2. So we're still 4 nautical miles, we're only 1,700 feet to go. Now we've got 11,000, which will be set. Then from 11,000 feet, we'll descend down to 9,007. And then from 9,007, that's going to bring us to 8,009. So as soon as we move on to that left-hand turn and intercept the localizer, we'll go straight down to 8,009, which is going to be around 1,600 feet. So there's 196, flaps 2 is in. Only 2 nautical miles now. Going to come down for 11,000. 14,000 set for Addons now, as we're just 1 nautical mile away, 1,000 feet above profile. $12,000 is in, and we've got 11,000 set on our altitude. So as we come around now onto that right hand turn, currently around 6,000 feet, we'll go to flaps 5. And as we come through, we've got all of our radios which are all set and checked. It's through 14,000 feet now. Now we're going to slow for 190 and then come down for 12,005 and then Sudaz for 11,000. So as we make this right hand turn, it'll be 12,005 and then 11,000 once we come in. Now we're starting to slow down because we've got the drag from flaps 5. We're now starting to derate on our vertical speed, as well as the wind. Wind currently up here is 20 at 5, so 0205. As we're now going to get ready to go on to miles out, so we can now slow down. We'll go to a flaps 15, gear down. Increase up on our descent. So just hold through around 10,003, we're going to turn on to 145 in just a few seconds time, and then we'll get ready to intercept down for the runway. So there's 165, which is in as we slowly now start our descent. We're looking around about 500 feet per minute. We can now go down onto the 145, which is just about right for us. I don't want to do it too early as we need to get ready for that 145 right turn. Minimum descent 300 feet, which is around for a 292. So we're going to the 145 now. Checked. As we slowly start to come down, flaps 15 is down and gear is down 3 green. Speed brakes are armed, which are checked. I'm going to follow it now for 5 nautical miles from Sudaz, where we're then going to make that left hand turn to intercept on the The ILS and localizer is pretty much automatically locked in now. It's pre-armed for any red come through. And as you can see, we're going to follow 159. We're going to get down for 9007, which is there. That's 9,100 feet. We do have in the vicinity some terrain, which is over here, 9,001. So we're currently just above now for 7,002. We are basically going to be coming in ready for the ILS. 5 nautical miles incoming, 165 set for flaps 15, as you can see. So from 9,007, we're then going to basically descend down to 8,009, which is then mandatory leaving through onto the 055. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this on to the 110, so we can give ourselves just that little bit of a head start. Gears down. I'm going to start slowing the aircraft down even more now. So come down into flaps 20, 25. Keep that for a speed. There's the localizer coming. Now we're dropping to flaps 30, as we're going to be coming in for the 136. We'll do 137 on our speed, so keep around 140. Localizers are in now, and we are going to come down now for 9,000. So as we drop our speed just that little bit more, you can see down 9,000, then we've got 8,007, which is checked. Right slope's in now, so that's going to bring us down. And the aircraft will now line itself up automatically, so that is us already now as we're going for our landing checklist. For the approach, we've got the altimeters which are set for 1025, which are cross-checked on either side. Coming in for around 140 on our speeds, which are set and checked. ILS localizer frequency is all set and armed, which is active now. Engine start switches are on low continuous, landing lights are down along with our runway turn-offs, as we are now fully established in for the ILS, coming down now for 8,900 feet. I'll just ease back on our power. And as I'm happy now, we are fully established. What we can do is we can release the autopilot and take control back. So as we follow the glide slope now, we're looking for around 750. Minor adjustments. Got a little bit of wind. $1,000. 1,000 check. Auto brake is on max. There's 2 red, 2 white. So he's back now. Continue. 60 knots. All the brakes can be disarmed. And we we are ready now to vacate. So welcome to Mexico City, guys, as we made it down in the 737-200. So as we just slow the aircraft down, ready to vacate. Speed brake can be retracted, flaps can also be retracted now as we are ready to vacate off of the runway. And there we are, guys, down in lovely Mexico City. So I'll leave you guys with the landing cinematics once we just clean up the aircraft, get the landing lights off, and then we can taxi to gate into lovely Mexico City. So as we just take this left-hand turn, see we've got the windshield which is dirty, which we've got set in on the settings. As we get ready to pass through over the whole short line, we can get the landing lights which can go off now, runway turn-off lights can go off, long round taxis which can go on, strobes can go off now, and our wings can also go off, engine anti-ice which are off, as we can see they'll go off and flick, and we are ready to go. So that's it for the flight, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get to our 2K subscriber goal. And if you want to see me in the 747-200 with Mexico City, I'll leave it down on a poll vote, and you guys can let me know. So I'll leave you with the standing cinematics, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now, guys. Bye bye.